Chapter 13, Day 5. Who are you becoming? Welcome to JV Matters. I'm Coach. This isn't just about football, it's about building young men. Every practice, every challenge, every lesson is an opportunity to develop character, leadership, and purpose. Whether you're a coach, player, or parent, I'm glad you're here. So let's get started. The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have, by Vince Lombardi. So Coach Vince Lombardi understood something every coach eventually learns. Football isn't about what we're given or what you are given. It's about what you choose to do with it. That's exactly what today's episode is about. So let's get started on that. Over the past few days, we've talked about choices, we've talked about talent, we've talked about attitude, and yesterday we talked about failure. Today, I want to ask you one simple question. Who are you willing to become? Or who are you becoming? Notice I didn't ask who you are today. I asked, who are you becoming? Big difference. Who are you becoming? Because football isn't just about shaping the players you are today. It's about shaping the man you'll become tomorrow. Every practice matters. Every workout matters. Every decision matters. Not because one day determines your future. Of course it doesn't. But because thousands of small decisions eventually become your character. Character isn't built overnight. It's built one choice at a time. We all have choices, and we all make choices. Some good, some bad. As coaches, we spend a lot of time teaching technique. We teach blocking, we teach tackling, we teach route running, and we teach footwork. And those things are important, of course. But there's something even more important: teaching young men how to handle responsibility, teaching them to keep their word, teaching them to be accountable, teaching them to put the team ahead of themselves. And this is a problem, one of the hardest things coaches run into, because you can tell a player what time practice is, and you can tell them what day practice is, but now getting them to show up sometimes is the next difficult task. Because some will show up on a regular basis, and then some will miss practice here and there. You have to hold them accountable. You have to make the hard decision. Because once a player decides not to show up for a practice because of an excuse, then everything else he does in and around his life will continue to be incomplete. Meaning he won't turn in his assignment at school. His grades will drop. When he leaves school, it'll be the same thing. His employer will say, "Why are you late?" Eventually he'll get fired because his character will follow him. Because we're building his character right now while he's in school. We're building his character while he's in football. Because one day football ends, but his character will not. His character will follow him. One of the greatest compliments I can receive isn't hearing someone say, "Coach, that player became a great athlete." Well, that's good. I mean, you like to hear that, but I'd rather hear this: "Coach, that young man became a great husband, a great father, a great employee, a great leader." That's success. That means he's going to make it and go places. Because not everybody on your football team is going to make it at the next level. He's not going to make it to college. He might make it to the first couple of practices, or he might make it through practice and in training camp. But will he make it through the season? Or will he make it through football or through his career in college? I've already seen players make it to college and then barely make it through the first season. So success is, as I said before, is becoming a great leader or a husband or a father. That's success. Because those victories last a lifetime. Many players will put on this uniform for the last time their senior year. That's it. They'll never see it again. They'll never put it on again. I've had the privilege of coaching hundreds of young men. Some, like I said, went on to play college football, but most didn't. Most ended their career in high school. But every single one of them entered another team. Oh yeah, they all entered a team. Some joined the military. Some became police officers or firefighters. Some became teachers. Some started businesses. Some became husbands or fathers. Life became their next team. And the habits they built on the football field followed them thereafter. They became respectable young men. And that's why I believe football is one of the greatest classrooms in the world. It teaches commitment, it teaches sacrifice, it teaches discipline, it teaches accountability, it teaches resilience. Those aren't just football lessons, those are life lessons. Lessons they're going to take with them once they leave this field. As I mentioned before, once they step on the football field, that's their classroom. That's their classroom every day. Every time they step on that football field, it becomes their classroom. So let me ask every player watching this today. When your football career is over, what do you want people to remember? Will they remember someone who only cared about themselves? Or someone who lifted up people around them? Will they remember your statistics or your character? What's more important? What do you want them to remember? Because while trophies eventually collect dust, character continues to impact people for the rest of your life. As coaches, we have an incredible responsibility. We're not simply preparing players for Friday nights. We're helping them and preparing them for Monday mornings, for careers, for families, for leadership. The responsibility should never be taken lightly. So today, I want to leave you with this challenge. At the end of every day, ask yourself one question. So players, listen up to this question. Did I become a little bit better today than I was yesterday? And I'm not talking about just on the football field. I'm talking about everything. So when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself, did I become better? Am I going to be better today than I was yesterday? At the end of the day, then ask yourself this question. Did I become better or a little bit better today than I did yesterday? Not as a football player, but as a teammate, as a son, as a student, as a leader, as a young man. If you keep asking yourself that question day after day, you'll be amazed at who you've become. So here's my final thought for today. Football has an expiration date. You all know it does. Everyone out there knows that football has an expiration date. Some of you, it's going to be at the end of your senior year. Some of you, it may make it through college, and very, very small portion might make it to the pros. But character doesn't. Long after the scoreboard is forgotten, people remember the kind of person you were. Make sure becoming someone worth remembering. Tomorrow we'll wrap up chapter 13 by talking about the players coaches never forget and why their greatest legacy was never measured in touchdowns or tackles. Thank you for watching JV Matters. If you believe football is about developing character as much as developing athletes, please like this video, subscribe, and share it with a coach, parent, or player who's committed to building better young men through the game of football. Until next time, keep leading, keep serving, and never forget JV matters because it's never been just football. You all have an outstanding day, and I'll catch you next time.